Hey y'all, I'm all over the place and I'm super excited to talk about this episode. Episode 4 of PValley opens with Isaiah Washington, the mayor, attorney Andre, sitting around trying to deal with the developer. And I don't know if Andre is really trying to smooth things over with the developer because he's seen things go left, or give full disclosures because he's an attorney and it could be held against him how he handles business. But what we do know is Isaiah Washington is trying to save like this whole I have an ego. I want to be memorialized for life as the person who saved Chuckalisa. And in doing so, I brought the money to the area. I brought the casino. So scratch everybody else. Forget what you got to do in order to do it. Just make it happen. That kind of thing. I was with Andre. Like, I'm amazed his aide has not sued him. He basically cussed her out and said, B, get out the office. Wait, what now? I don't know if Chuckalisa or these individuals feel like they ain't got no other options. But it has nothing to do with the size of that city. I have seen elected officials go real left on their aides and support staff. And even appointed officials. It's like, yo, dude, you're not God. Bring it down a notch. I am super happy to jump all over the place to talk about Mercedes. Remember last week we were worried about her coming up missing? Well, I like how she had to handle business. I may not wholly agree on condone it, but I understand. Yeah, I totally understand. But then I can't. But let's move on. Autumn Night is the next scene. And I thought she was hearing what we had put out in the universe, like Sister Patrice Woodbine, and was dumping all the alcohol so she could stop being an alcoholic. No, 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 honey. She's bathing her money. I don't know why or what for or how. I guess it's to turn off bankers, or so people can stop being suspicious and they'll just accept, okay, you're a stripper, fine, your money's dirty, it smells bad, I'll move this along faster, or I'll judge you less because I think I already know and I won't ask prying questions. Because what we do know about Autumn Night, she does not like you asking questions. She doesn't want you looking into her background. We still don't know who she is or why. Haley is her real name. Only reason why I remember it because closed caption showed it to me when Andre was talking to her. Before he said her name, it was listed. I was like, oh yeah, her name really is Haley. Let's just stick with Autumn Night, girl. Because you Savage on that ID. You Autumn Night on the stage and Haley in real life. But whatever reason she's doing, she is doing a real money stacking issue for the purposes of avoiding like federal regulations and reporting. Yeah, it's a real thing in banking and financing. So she's doing $9,000 between different buildings and accounts, wearing different wigs, going in and transferring the money to the Savage ID, her alias. So we move forward to Mercedes, preparing for her final night. Her big dance is impending. Gidget is trying to teach Autumn Night how to work the pole. Remember, I talked about that. I was like, well, we understand, like, she's the great lap dance girl, but clearly the pole isn't her forte nor her specialty. Like, she's just not good at it. Simple as that. Um, Gidget tries to work with her, explain how things should go. Uncle Clifford comes and get Autumn off the pole and go, hey, we need to talk. He needs more information from attorney Andre. And he's like, look, you know what? Make it happen. Girl, I don't have to dip around if you can go get intel from him. So we cut to Autumn Night meeting Andre in the parking lot at the hotel, and she's questioning, like, hey, I thought this casino would be good for everybody, so it shouldn't be a hidden thing. He's still pissy, like, you shouldn't have went through my work computer. I'm still confused, like, why would you think, okay, whatever, I guess the blood stopped flowing to his brain. Look, y'all, attorneys have a big job of keeping documents confidential. Client case file, confidential. Anything that involves you've touched this and you're supposed to represent these people, confidential. It's like not up for debate. At any rate, he goes in on her with stop being a thought and go home and take care of your kids. And then she finally flips and breaks into tears. And of course, in her whole, what you trying to be a Captain Save-A whole montage, you know, dialogue one-on-one like you see in the comics with the evil genius has a dialogue conversation. Anyway, he then grabs her, holds her, and hugs her tight while she cries uncontrollably, blah, 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 blah. She ends up in the bed. We see it the next day, wake up, he's on a cup of coffee. She's like, oh, you don't want to sleep next to my crazy behind? Yeah, I'm rolling my eyes hard. I don't know if you can see it behind his shades. It's not, actually, it's more of a tint. It's not a shade. But anyway, my brother makes fun of these. as like my mustard ink glasses, and that I'm supposed to look like that lady from the movie. I wish I could do thumbnails better and edit so I could put that up with the P-Valley. But anyway, listen to this and hear me clearly. It then becomes an issue of cutting to Mercedes is still calling her mama relentlessly to get her money. Mama ignoring phone calls, but you know what she did do? She took that mic at that church and she went off. She got the preaching, she got the singing, and she made it her own. The older pastors, the elders, are looking at the lead pastor like sideways and crazy. They were overacting. But either way, head pastor gets up to take her away. Even though the crowd is loving it, they're feeling Sister Patrice Woodbine. He takes her in the back and tells her get her act together. And she calls him out. Well, no, you said you going to try me out in the pulpit. Seems like your people already like me. Well, that doesn't flow here. No, looks like it flows just fine here is the kind of attitude they have going back and forth. So he basically sums it up with, look, women don't belong in the pulpit. You don't understand with that? You can't stay in your own lane. You need to go find you a new house, a worship house, a new church. We see her in the drive-thru cussing people out in the name of the Lord, thinking she getting Mercedes her $20,834 back. No, you have a good day, B, in the name of the Lord, and goes off. And moving forward, Mercedes is at P-Valley snapping on the girls because Gidget has now called out Uncle Clifford that the place is probably closing for good, and they're all worked up. So Clifford tries to quench the crowd's concern with conversation of how that's not the place. But Mercedes jumps in and somehow it's like, wait, Mercedes, you knew about this? She was like, I've been telling y'all to save. I've been telling y'all stripping ain't forever. So you can tell Gidget has had a rough life. And this is where it comes up. Mercedes throws it in her face. Well, if you had a mama telling you to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Gidget ain't trying to hear that. She walks out. Mississippi. Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, calls out Mercedes like, yo, that was real low blow. You went too far. So anyway, Keyshawn chases after Gidget. Mercedes rolls her eyes like, yeah, whatever. Essentially, she checks them off one by one. Gidget, stop blowing your money, your time on whatever dumb stuff your mama got going on. Keyshawn's like, well, it'd be nice if we could save all our money if all we had was a dog to take care of. Keyshawn, ain't nobody tell you have all them kids. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody in their feelings. Everybody feel like Mercedes went too far. Mercedes like, yeah, whatever. I'm done. I'm out. This is what it is. And we move along to coming back to the club. Everybody's prepared. Lil Murda shows up. Y'all know he is like close to my little heart because I'm excited with this role. And child, I hear Lil Scrappy playing in the background. And I was like, okay. Lil Scrappy probably needs that little, I guess, play a rotation right now. I don't know what he's doing besides loving hip hop Atlanta. I ain't counting that man's money. I don't care. I'm just saying it's nice to hear the throwback. It's nice that it fits in, but it's like I'm pretty sure Lil Scrappy appreciates that play. That's all. Lil Murda got chin check with you ain't VIP. Diamond comes to the area. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up just a little bit. While in the club at the opening, after the mayor, the very first opening club scene is Miss Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, is sitting in a guy's lap, and he's trying to get all, not just theological, but esoterical in identifying like the real need for stripping and why you have to be here. Mercedes comes over like Big Mama and like give her the money. Negro, stop acting stupid and drop the money. I bet you ain't even got nothing. So of course he gets beside himself like, I got money. He throws a stack on the floor. And Keyshawn tells Mercedes, don't worry, we can get such and such to pick it up. She's like, nah, you gonna pick it up and give it to her. And of course he goes off with the name calling. He's not picking up nothing. Good old Diamond. I don't even remember them calling him. He just shows up, honey. He is on the mark. Anyway, he basically chops the guy to his throat. The guy picks up that money. He gives it to Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, and all is well. Mercedes goes over to meet her coach friend who willing to give her the world as long as she comes to Tennessee and be his side lady in a kept apartment. And he gives her a diamond bracelet with her name for her ending Mercedes' last dance. And she's like, well, you should be here. Well, opening day is like the next day, so he can't. All this other stuff. At any rate, she takes the necklace, but she ultimately gives it back to the house so they can, I guess, pawn it and figure out what it's worth and put it back into the system of giving me my money. I think, like, shouldn't he ask her at some point, what my necklace that I gave you? I want to see you when I see you. I want to see you wear it. I guess not. See, that's what you can learn. These strippers know things. I don't, and I'm willing to learn. Girl, I'll pay. Put out a class. 101 Cornerstone, 301 Capstone, 550. I will be there with note, paper, and pen, and a laptop. Either way, yeah, I'm real serious. We get to Autumn having a discussion with Andre, and I will still come back around to Keyshawn. But Autumn having a discussion with Andre, we learned that her daughter has died, or she's no longer with us. Because she didn't exactly say she's dead. She just says, she's not with me, that kind of thing. So he looks crazy, like, I'm sorry. Autumn leaves in her hoopty that, Keyshawn called out when she asked, who hoopty that is in the parking lot, girl? It's a rusty Buick. I'm like, it's rusty like it belongs in the Midwest during the winter, and the salt ate it, not down south looking old and bad. But whatever, let's move on to the club scene. And we go back into the club. Lil Murda has arrived with his VIP status. Uncle Clifford comes out and tells Diamond it's okay, because Diamond was like, look here with your little puffed up chick. Give it to the back of that line. I was like, why wouldn't Clifford tell Diamond this ahead of time? I'm not even there. We can all kind of see Diamond is on a short fuse. He is serious about his job. Please avoid trouble with this man and just let him know ahead of time so we ain't got no misunderstandings. You know what I mean? Either way, they get into the club. Murda goes to give his music to the DJ. Never scared. Never scared. It's like, Mercedes will have one of these. I forgot what he said, y'all. But basically, these little nobodies popped me in the parking lot. Like, basically, Mercedes had me shot because you want me to play this bogus music. He's like, no, it's going to work. Just play it. Anyway, he's like, no, you need to go talk to her. Look, I ain't made it to a high schooler. Baby, y'all ain't finna get me caught up. Go talk to her. He goes over to talk to Mercedes, but Mercedes is still, if y'all can remember the guy who was on house arrest, and he made it out with his little crew, and they got their own little section. So apparently, Lil Murda walking up to talk to Mercedes was disrespectful to that crew. I don't even know how, but I guess, you know what? I'm not a man. I don't have territory to mark. I'm just here taking it in. And at the end of the day, Lil Murda kept his cool. I was very excited about that. He let them talk real greasy, real slick. Like, yeah, okay. They felt like, look, these youngins don't get it, and they real disrespectful. And because they are real disrespectful, we need to handle that. Even Mercedes is like, look, let it go. He's cool. He's cool. Clifford, say what you got to say. Let's move on. Anyway, y'all, my lips are looking like Duchess. Oh, my Lord. Okay. I'm going to get some chapstick out the car. Anyway, look. We go on. Murda goes back to sit on his side of the stage. He's next to his boy, like the guy who helped him fake the stacks, the first appearance they ever had. And that guy is really foaming at the mouth, ready to just jump those older dudes in the VIP section who formerly on house arrest, but they still are, and just got somebody else wearing a house arrest band. And he's like, what is wrong with you? Why are you so amped up? He's like, man, I just feel so disrespected. And like, they punking us. He was like, what? Yeah, you acting like a punk. I ain't nobody's punk. Well, they ain't the word on the street I heard. And see, I felt they were aiming like that for that Uncle Clifford situation last week. But up until this point, I didn't see it. Because I'm like, okay, he's flirty. But he's flirty with everyone, to be fair. And he's really just trying to get his music played. So he's really to befriend whomever's in charge, who has the power, to get his music played. At any rate, we'll put a pin in it, and we'll explore that Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda before we wrap. Mercedes cuts back to her mother has finally responded to her phone call. Forget the fact that Autumn Night is talking to Mercedes in the locker room about who's gonna be there and take over her locker. Mercedes got a nice little going away decoration in the locker for pictures over the ages with her and all the girls, and lights and music. She wanted to cry. They gave her blinged out floss set that she was ready to wear. They rubbed her down with lotion. They got her dressed, tied her shoes around the ankle, put her together, pushed up the bra. She walked around looking fly. So you see, I skipped that part, but now we're here. All right, now we're up to speed. And this is where it gets funny, so I have to ask questions. Sister Patrice Woodbine is supposed to be meeting Mercedes at the Kroger's. Don't come to the club. I'll come to you. They meet up at the gym where Mercedes has a deadline, a hard deadline, to put her money down on the building. Because, and as they alluded, the places have been selling fast. Don't even get me started on that realtor. Question her what her business is going to be. I figured somewhat permissible because Mercedes didn't present a business plan and factor in, this is how rent goes. But certain places, you don't even have to do that. If you're renting a like lower tier, uncorporate type place, as long as you got the money, no one's questioning all that. They really, whatever. Moving on to Sister Patrice Woodbine showing up. Oh, Mom, you got my money, my deposit. We can give it to her now. And the realtor's looking like, this lady is the one buying the place. Wait, that's your mama? Oh, let me go. And she ducked out, y'all. She literally ran away from the scene. So you already knew that was going to be something. If you didn't know, they told you it was going to be something by letting that realtor play it. Just duck out. From there, Mercedes is like, what is going on? You put my money down. This is my place now. Oh, no. And she didn't directly say no. She was just like, look, the God talked to me. And I need to get a place. And this is what I'm going to do. So you mean my gym? And Mercedes put this together. Wait, you took my gym for what you wanted to do and run it as a church? Baby, she swung. Look, I'm not here for hitting your mama. I'm not here for fighting your mama. But almost, $21,000 worth of just disrespect and the way she played her all day and just, we've already heard since she was 12. She's had to basically pop, dance, and whatever, entertain based on her mother pimping her so they could eat at the Waffle House and have people pay for it. So I'm sure there's a lot of, I've talked about it, that trauma is there. I've talked about it, pent up frustration, disgust, anger, bothersome with her mother is there. And she's like, I'm over it. I'm done. And they went to it. So we cut back to PValley. Everybody screaming for Mercedes. Uncle Clifford don't know what to do and racing to get anybody to come over and dance in her place. No one will. So he's like, fuck it. Excuse my language, but that's what he said. I'll do it myself. So he goes through digging, and this is where we get like the redemption for Keyshawn, aka Mississippi. Earlier, she told Mercedes, "Look, you're different. I can't do what you do. You're not afraid of anybody and what they think of you. I'm just pretty. That's all my talent is." So the redeeming quality here is that, and I have her, and I wanted to make it a thumbnail. Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, is going to do the ultimate spotlight dance to bring everybody in and I guess encourage and develop. Oh my Lord, that fell over like I can't think of his name right now, but who wanted to start the school for black kids? Dr. Umar Johnson. When somebody was like, the ancestors were tired of him and flipped his camera. I'm on an iPad. It's on a pillow. It's gonna fall because I was just too through when Keyshawn, broke it down on that pole. It was like, oh, what a feeling. Let's go back to flash dance kind of thing. And they did a good job. The director, my word, the actress that is portraying Keyshawn really did a phenomenal job in showing flexibility, showing control, showing just aerial dynamics. Come on, y'all. This is really going against what we know as the laws of science with gravity for the human body. So you got to give it to her. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, at some point I'll be like, pole burn? If it's anything like carpet burn, I'm good. I'm all right. I'll get it another way, But she did that. She did that performance. And the crowd should have went crazy for it. She deserved it. So then we cut around to Keyshawn basking in the glow of her money. And that's when we notice Lil Murda's outside, who's picked up on it. Whoa, that's my song playing. That's my song. Yeah. With that, it was hilarious because you could feel it for him, but he wanted to cry and he held it in so hard. And I was like, oh, you can cry. It's your song. You finally got it out of 56 tries. And he's right. Again, even Future has talked about this. The songs pop when the strippers dance to it. That's it. Get the strippers dancing to it, it's going to go in the streets. Simple as that. And then the record companies come looking for you. So, I felt his pain, but it was super excited when Uncle Clifford noticed, oh, where he at? And goes outside to get him. And then that's when Lil Murda was like, that song's about you, right? It's like, man, quit lying. No, it is. He's like, well, prove it. So of course they go to the office, Uncle Clifford's office, and of course they break it raw, rough and dirty. And I'm here for it because it is genuinely just, come on, y'all, people coupling. Let's move on. But it really brings up the paradox that's coming up in the next episode. Because Uncle Clifford stopped things and told him, you just can't go at me like that. So he did break out a condom. Yay for safe sex. Let's do jazz hands. I gotta hold this, so I'm gonna try. Jazz hands. Okay. But it gets better. Because it's like, the next episode is already being shown. Clifford is telling him, Murda wants to be public about everything. And he's like, nah, they ain't ready for us. This is not what it is. At the end, I'm really excited they are discussing Uncle Clifford could lose the club. Yes, he owns it, but he's taking out loans against it. And he admits that to the girls. And now Autumn Night knows that, and they have to work that out because she brought it up. Clearly, she has some financial background that she knows a few of the loopholes to avoid in terms of stacking, in terms of being caught, having to have mandatory reporting over 10,000 and also multiple transactions in a day. That's that stacking piece. And doing things, oh my word, and questioning people in ownership and entity holdings. Talking to Andre how this really plays out for the city. If it's so great, why can't everybody know? We also see, and they bring it up through the mayor's office, look, Uncle Clifford's place is on the chopping block. We'll just pass an ordinance. So he's going to have an executive order that basically tries to take PValley faster than it should through foreclosure, which is crazy. And Autumn warned Uncle Clifford about that. These type of people always win. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much money you get together. They always win. But there is Mississippi state law that they have to watch out for, and that's what Isaiah Washington is going on and on about. You have to build on a waterfront for the casino purposes. So they really want that spot. And it looks like even if the brothers sign everything over, it really matters what PValley does. Going on back to Mercedes, whooping her mama's butt, we learn Mercedes is not just missing, but she's in custody. So is Sister Patrice Woodbine. They're both in 2 separate police cars. And Mercedes is looking really woeful, like she's hurt. Not just hurt, her mother took her money and did something else with it, but it looked like she was hurt that she's had to fight her mother. You know, or it comes to this, or it just looks like a child looking mournful, like, why can't we have what is a well-adjusted mother-daughter relationship? You know, you could just, I felt it. If y'all didn't see it, I felt pain in her face. You let me know, but it felt like, why can't you just love me? That's it. I mean, we can sing a Beyonce style if you like, but at the end of the day, I'm excited for the blossoming relationship of Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford. I look forward to Diamond getting with Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, kids and all. I stand by that. I hope and Gidget can work out Autumn dancing moves. Let's see. Autumn has told Andre, you know what, he's real. His wife is lucky and blessed as she rubbed over his wedding band. So let's see if something goes from there. I hope not. I mean, it'd be cute in theory, but that's a married man. Let him stay married and let them stay over there together. We see more flashbacks from Autumn Night, but we have no real information yet. So next week, we look forward to finding out. Will Mercedes get out of lockup? Will Sister Patrice Woodbine split the space with her? I mean, she can run church on Sundays and they can practice on the other days. My word. It's the principle. Patrice can't keep up with the rent every month. So she gonna still need Mercedes. Let's just be real. If she was so great with money, she would have never needed Mercedes to begin with. So I'm gonna try and put a thumbnail on here for shout out for Keyshawn, aka Mississippi. I think she did a great job. Again, the crowd deserved it, and they did a good. Tonight was good, but tonight was good in a different kind of way. You know what I mean? It flexed on humanity. It flexed on understanding those different personalities and showcasing, again, the heart behind everybody's intent and actions. I like that.